What up, guys? It's a beautiful Saturday and I'm out here. Just want to bring you a quick market breakdown, some few trades that we're taking this week, with my private community. All right, 3 trades we're taking. 1 was a loss, 2 we had to profit as well. So let me just quickly break that down. All right, so here we are on the chart. Actually 4 trades were executed. That is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, but what was sent to the members was Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. All right, but I'm still gonna go ahead and break all that down for educational purposes. All right, so this was the win, this is a win as well, this was a loss, and this was a win. So let's just start with the first trade. So before the trade was taken, this was actually the structure on the 4H, right? So we had a higher high, higher low, break of structure, new higher high, higher low, and then price actually impulsed breaking this structure, right? So we were in an impulsive phase, right? So let's go down to the 1H so that we can read the structures as well. If you take a look at the 1H structures, we also creating higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, high price pulled back, created a higher low. Right, let's go down on the 15 minutes as well. Price was also still doing the same thing, and understanding the price action from the higher time frame actually gave us the reason to be looking for this trade to the upside. All right, so on the 15 minutes, same thing, higher highs and higher lows, created a higher high, higher low, break of structure, higher high, higher low, and then a new higher high where price just pulled back and was getting ready to push to the upside. All right, and this happened. This is when I was literally interested to get in for a buy. Right, so this was just the top down analysis. Right after the break of the neckline, price corrected. I went on the 3 minute, 1 minute. Let's just go on 1 minute. Saw this very choppy price action, which was very corrective right there. After impulse, we had a correction right here. After break of this high, this was just the entry, and that was it. All right, so this was just the thought process behind this trade, and literally this was just the results. Price just pushed up for the day, and then after hitting TP, that was the end. All right, and with my target, I literally just measured the previous leg, which was from here to there, and then just brought it at a breakout level. Right, so this was just my target for the day, and yeah, that's it. All right, so this was this trade. Let's just go to the second trade, which was taken on Tuesday. All right, so on Tuesday when I jumped on the chart, this was the exact price action I saw, did my analysis, and I sent the setup to the members, which I told them that I was literally expecting price to just push towards the upside. So let's do the analysis. Let's see the reason why I was even looking at the market like that. All right, so yeah, on Monday this was the trade, we caught it right here. Tuesday woke up, saw the same price action, higher high, higher low, break of structure, new higher high, price pulled back all the way to the previous low. Right, since this low had not been broken, of course this is still an uptrend. If we had broken below here, now I'll be looking for something else for the day. Right, but this literally just came here, retested this previous level of support, and then we shot to the upside. Now understand this is something that I always tell my community members, that whenever you see price approaching a level of resistance, you always want to be careful on how we get there. So if this is a resistance, right, we have price resisting right here in the past, resisted right here in the past, and then we are getting there this time around. You want to see how are we getting there. Are we getting the impulsive? Are we getting the corrective? Whatever like that. There's something I've spoken a lot on this YouTube channel. You can go back to my previous videos and you see that something I always talk about. Right, if we get here very corrective, this could be a sign of just buyers losing momentum for sellers to just come in. All right, this is a reversal pattern as well. If we get here impulsive and we break above, then if we get that correction move to the downside, we can literally just look forward to getting for buys. Right, but if we get here impulsive and then we retrace correctively like that, this could be the onset of buyers just coming in with full pressure to literally just break this resistance. All right, so that was the exact thing that happened right here. You can see that this was our low that we were looking at, is our high. Price got to that high, which is a resistance, and then below that high we got this very corrective pattern right there. You can check it out on the 5 minutes. Right, so we got there impulsive like that, but below we had this corrective structure. This also literally told me that hey, the very breakout of this structure could signify an impulsive move to the upside. So that was it, and then we just had that breakout as well. Boom, we had that breakout, and then price didn't stop for the day. We literally just shot to the upside, very impulsive like that. you know, and then we smashed the TP as well. You know, this trade was actually managed very well, because while price was just going up on the lower time frame, such as the 1 minute, we're just using a trailing stop loss, of which I even, you know, updated the community that, hey, this is what I'm doing, I'm trailing my stop losses and all of that, right? So this was just a very simple setup as well, just by understanding the exact meaning of this structure even below this. And let me tell you, the market repeats itself very much. All right, this thing that I just showed you, let me just show you the very same market structure. All right, let me just go on the monthly time frame, show you the exact structure that played out there. Check this out on the monthly time frame. Look at the date right here. Right, it's 2020, we had a resistance. Right, 2022 we had another resistance like that. Let me draw that. We got there again 2023. Right, how did we get there? On the lower time frames you see, but even before I go on the lower time frames, I can see the same structure just printing below this level of resistance. Let's go to the weekly and you see that very clearly. Right, take a look at this. We had a resistance here in the past, another resistance, same resistance, but this time around we got it impulsively, and then price just corrected just by seeing this even below this structure. Yes, we know that this is a resistance, but this is also something that you need to consider, because first of all, this resistance and support, whatever you have, this is your own drawings that you have drawn on the chart, right? But what you cannot draw is the candlesticks. This is the price action, so you need to always consider the price action first before you really just focus on your levels, because if you just solely focus on your levels, you will not even take any trade below this. You will literally miss all these moves simply because you saw a resistance there, of which you fail to understand this price action below the so-called resistance. All right, so let's go back to our analysis. Yeah, so this was the move for Tuesday. Let me even quickly show you another example of what I just explained. All right, take a look at this. We have this structure, we have that. Right, if I should just bring this right here, you understand market structure very well, I believe. Right, let's just say this is an uptrend, boom, right, and this is literally just a pullback. The break of this high is what is going to tell us that, hey, we have a change of character, therefore price is likely to go up, right? Because we are creating lower low like that, lower high. So the break of this high is literally what is just going to tell us that the pullback is over for the continuation to the upside. So this high is, you know, a key level. It is very important to us, right? So if we get here impulsive and then we create this below, what do you understand just by seeing this below this high? This is just an indication price is likely to do that, right? And that is the same thing that happened right here. So we had this low, we had this high, we had this low, this is the resistance. Price literally just got there impulsively. We created this corrective pattern below, and then literally we just impulsed like that. All right, so there's something that you need to understand when it comes to the market structure. It plays out a lot. So this was Wednesday, this was the loss. Let me also break that down. Right, so after price moved impulsively to the upside on Tuesday, we had a retracement as well. And if you look at market structure, it's my low, it's my high. Price broke this high, created a new high, which means this was still my low, right? So price was trading within the zone, right? And I considered this just as a pullback. So price could have literally just retested this level and then continue going up like that, right? So yeah, using my fib, I was just looking at where price is likely to pull back before going to the upside. So from the high to the low, I saw price just tapping into my fib zone, of which I updated the community that, hey, I'm seeing a double bottom structure right here. I'm seeing, you know, the neckline being broken. Let's just wait for this to play out. You know, let's just wait for at least a correction. We could have, you know, literally just retested this, pushed up. We could have come here, we could have done that like that. So, you know, let's just wait for that correction phase to happen. So this is what I was looking at. So let's go on the about 15 minutes. Right there, price just started retracing, breaking lows like that. So I was waiting for the end of this correction phase so that price will literally just continue to the upside. Right, going on the 5 minutes, I was just waiting for the end of that pullback phase, and this is what I saw. Right, so price created a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is a double bottom, break of the neckline. That was just my execution right there. Was literally expecting price to just go up, but that's not what price did. Price went up a little bit, came down, smashed our stop loss, and even came down to break this low as well. That is when I was like, you know what, this is actually not a double bottom. It was a double bottom at first, but the break of this low literally tells us that price is likely to just continue, you know, retracing like that. So let's just stay out and then wait for the end of that expansion, that is the pullback, right? So that was it. That was the loss on Wednesday. And yeah, so that night, which was on Wednesday, we jumped on the call. We had, you know, our class and all of that, and I just spoke about this, right? I'm gonna even chip the video very soon, but focus on this, right? We created high, low, high. Price pulled back, thinking price would just retrace and then just push to the upside. It didn't do that. I was thinking price would come here, retest, go up. It didn't do that. We literally just broke that low, which means that the 1 hour structure has now shifted bearish, right? So we saw this head and shoulder pattern here on the 1 hour, which means we are now on a bearish structure on the 1 hour, but the 4H was still very bullish. So this pullback that you are seeing on the 4H was literally the 1 hour head and shoulder, right? So you should understand market structure, you should understand multi-time frame analysis as well. On the 1 hour we are bearish, but on the 4H we are just, you know, in the pullback phase. So if you sell on the 1 hour, you need to understand that you are just selling the 1 hour downtrend, which is a retracement in the 4H, right? So you just have to be careful and understand that in any time price could just, you know, start pushing to the upside, because overall the trend is up. This is just a counter trend trade, right? So that is what I saw right here. And since this was an impulsive move towards the downside, I would have been interested to buy if price did something like that, maybe came down, break highs, and this is what, you know, will entice me to get in for a buy, right? For the buys, I was literally just waiting for a reversal structure right here, but I told my people that, hey, I can also look for sales, you know, if price pulls back. So let me just chip in that video right there so that you get to, you know, see what I spoke about. This is the high, this is the low. This was a massive push to the upside, and we wake up and we see some correction, maybe back to this level, or we use our fib from this high to this low, and we see price maybe trading in this zone, and we get some switches to the downside. As a day trader, I can literally maybe head and shoulder, double top, whatever. As a day trader, I can literally capitalize this to the downside, even though I'm trading against the trend. But, you know, this is just quick trade. So yeah, that's exactly what price did. You know, we just literally pulled back and then we shot to the downside. So yeah, on the 1H, as you saw, we literally just pulled back. This was the pullback phase that I spoke about in the video. And yes, price also came to tap the exact, you know, fib zone that I talked about. So from this high to this low, price literally just came to that fib zone, like that perfect fib zone. Price came into that, right? And at the fib zone, I made mention that, hey, I want to just look at price action that will print out here. I spoke about double tops and all of that, so let's take a look at that as well. On the 15 minutes, price got into that fib zone, and indeed we had that double top, right? First top, second top, this was the neckline. Take a look at that on the 5 minutes as well, maybe that might be very clear. So right there, first top, second top, neckline, price broke the neckline, right? So when price broke this was a very huge drop. I couldn't really get in right here, so I waited for the retracement. So this was the retracement, and then I moved to the downside. Now check how this also retraced the same fib level that I always use. From my high to my low, price literally just retested that fib zone, right? The 0.79, 0.71 fib zone, like that, and then we dropped. How did we even get to that fib zone? Can you see how we got there? Price moved impulsively back towards the fib zone. We were very corrective. Let me go down lower time frame as well, maybe you might see that properly. Check this out on the 3 minute time frame, right? You can see the impulsive phase. Can you see how we got to that level? Very corrective. So my understanding of this corrective pattern towards an area of value, that is a fib zone or a supply zone or a resistance zone or whatever zone that you have that you call an area of value, you should understand the price action that prints out in that zone, right? So my understanding of that area of value, and also knowing the price action of which I spoke about, you know, this was just a simple entry just by waiting for a break of this low, and then, you know, TP somewhere here, right? I'll just pop the entry right there on the screen so that you can see exactly where the execution happened and where the TP was also hit. All right, yeah, so this was the trade that we took on Thursday, of which we spoke about it even the day before, and this is exactly what happened. All right, I'm so glad because this trade actually was very powerful. And one of my members even passed his prop firm literally just by taking this trade that we spoke about on the call.